Mr. Kingston, I'm so sorry.
It's all right, Kendra. No need to apologize.
I can't believe I actually fell asleep while I was supposed to be waiting for you. I honestly tried to stay awake because I knew you were still in your meeting, but I must have been more exhausted. This is embarrassing for me because it's completely unprofessional.
Kendra, relax. Sit down for a second because you're apologizing for something that doesn't deserve an apology. You've been working nonstop since early this morning, and then you spent hours waiting for me while I was locked inside meetings.
I know, but I feel bad.
Any normal person would have been asleep by now. If anything, I'm the one who should be apologizing because my schedule ended up keeping you here far later than I intended.
You're surprisingly understanding, Mr. Kingston. I honestly thought you were going to lecture me the moment I opened my eyes. When I first met you, I thought you were one of those bosses who expected absolute perfection every single second of the day. I never imagined you'd actually apologize to me. That isn't something most CEOs would ever do.
You're still judging me based on our first meeting in that elevator, aren't you? I admit I wasn't exactly welcoming. My schedule was falling apart that morning and I wasn't in the best mood. Unfortunately, everyone around me probably paid the price for it. But despite what people think, I don't enjoy making life difficult for those who work with me. I simply expect commitment, honesty, and effort. You've shown me all three since your first day. It doesn't look like this rain is stopping anytime soon. Driving back through the city in weather like this wouldn't be safe, especially this late at night. Fortunately, every Kingston branch has executive staff accommodations for situations exactly like this. They're comfortable, fully furnished, and reserved for executives and visiting staff.
That's very thoughtful.
I'd rather have you stay here tonight than risk traveling through this storm.
Honestly, I was wondering how we were even going to get back to the city in this weather.
Good. One of the attendants will prepare a room for you immediately. Don't worry about dinner either. I'll have the kitchen send something warm to your room because I doubt you've eaten properly since lunchtime. You need to rest because tomorrow will probably be another long day.
Thank you. Truly. You've been far kinder today than I expected. I don't know if I've said that enough, but I appreciate everything.
That's exactly what I expect from my secretary. Get some sleep.
Right this way to the executive wing, Miss Kendra. Thank you. What is happening to me? Just a few days ago, I couldn't stand how cold and intimidating that man seemed. I convinced myself he was arrogant and impossible to please. Yet today he apologized to me, covered me with his own jacket, made sure I had somewhere safe to stay, and even worried about whether I'd eaten. That's not the man I thought I knew. He's handsome, unbelievably handsome, but that's not even the part that's bothering me anymore. Maybe I'm imagining things, maybe I'm reading too much into simple moments. Still, every time he smiles at me, I feel my heart racing. Kendra, be careful. He's your boss. Don't allow yourself to get carried away.
She's different from anyone I've ever worked with. She doesn't chase attention. She doesn't flatter me because of my position. She simply does her work with quiet confidence. And somehow she manages to make every impossible day feel organized. I've hired countless assistants over the years, but none of them carried themselves with the same grace or professionalism she does. And she's beautiful. Incredibly beautiful. Every time she walks into a room, I find myself noticing her before I notice anything else. That should concern me because she's my employee, not someone I should be thinking about after business hours. She's simply doing her job, and she's doing it exceptionally well. That's all this is, Adrian. Don't confuse admiration with something more.
You came in quiet with that gold on your wrist.
Adrian, sometimes I wonder if your company is your first wife. I've never met anyone who works as much as you do. Every conversation ends with meetings, contracts, expansion projects, shareholders.
Vanessa, I know, work has been intense.
I didn't come here today simply to have lunch with a billionaire CEO. I came because I miss the man I'm supposed to be building a future with. And lately it feels like I'm competing with Kingston Global Holdings for your attention. I've tried to be patient because I understand your responsibilities, I truly do. But relationships cannot survive on understanding alone. They require presence, affection, reassurance, and time together. Sometimes I sit alone wondering whether I'm actually your girlfriend.
You are, I'm sorry.
Or just another appointment squeezed into your calendar whenever there's an available opening. I don't want expensive gifts or glamorous vacations. I just want to know that when you look at me, you still see the woman you chose, not another obligation.
Vanessa, I hear everything you're saying, and I won't pretend your feelings aren't valid because they are. Running this company isn't simply a career for me anymore. Thousands of families depend on the decisions I make every single day. One careless choice could affect employees across every branch we own, and that responsibility follows me even after I leave this office. But none of that means I've stopped caring about you. It simply means I've become trapped inside responsibilities that never seem to end. Every morning I wake up believing I'll leave early enough to spend time with you,
Another excuse.
and somehow another crisis appears before sunset. Come in, Kendra.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kingston. I'm sorry to interrupt your lunch. I wouldn't normally disturb you unless it was important, but today's executive schedule has changed unexpectedly.
What's changed?
The board meeting is now at 2. The investors from Boston requested that their conference call be moved forward by an hour, and your legal team also needs your signature before noon. I also wanted to brief you about tomorrow's board presentation because the finance department has updated several figures that may affect your speech. I can return later if this isn't a convenient time. I simply didn't want these changes to catch you by surprise. Excuse me, are you incapable of reading a room? Because from where I'm sitting, it's painfully obvious that Adrian and I are having a private moment together. Yet somehow you thought walking in here with work schedules couldn't possibly wait another 30 minutes. Or perhaps secretaries don't understand boundaries anymore. Tell me something, are you blind or do you simply enjoy interrupting other people's personal time? You seem incredibly comfortable walking into this office whenever you please. You're an employee, an ordinary secretary. Your job is to wait until you're called, not interrupt conversations because you believe paperwork is more important than someone's relationship. I sincerely apologize if my timing caused any inconvenience. That certainly wasn't my intention. Mr. Kingston specifically instructed me to update him immediately whenever his schedule changed, regardless of the hour or situation.
You had no right to interrupt.
I wasn't attempting to intrude on your personal time, nor was I trying to be disrespectful. If I've made you uncomfortable, then I'm truly sorry. I'll gladly return later and wait until Mr. Kingston is available. There it is again, that innocent little act everyone probably falls for. Let me save you some embarrassment. Secretaries come and go every year inside this company. Don't become so comfortable that you start believing you're irreplaceable. And another thing, don't mistake kindness from your boss for personal affection. Adrian treats his employees professionally because that's who he is. Don't confuse basic courtesy with something more meaningful. Stay in your lane and remember exactly where you belong.
That's enough. No one, absolutely no one, speaks to my employees that way inside my company. Not a shareholder, not a board member, not even a woman I'm dating. Kendra walked in this office because she was doing precisely what I hired her to do.
Unbelievable.
She followed my instructions exactly. You may disagree with the timing, but you don't have the authority to insult her, belittle her position, or question her dignity. Every person who works in this company deserves respect, whether they're an executive vice president or a receptionist. I expect that standard from everyone around me. Kendra, thank you for bringing the schedule. Please leave the tablet with me and come back in about 30 minutes. We'll go through everything together once I'm available.
Okay, sir. Did you seriously just embarrass me in front of your secretary? Do you have any idea how humiliating that felt? Instead of supporting me, you chose to defend her. I wasn't attacking your company, Adrian. I was reacting to someone interrupting our time together. And somehow I became the villain. You looked at her with concern the entire time she was standing here. You barely looked at me.
Vanessa, please.
You did.
Vanessa, this isn't about choosing one person over another. It's about basic respect. Had she spoken to you the way you spoke to her, I would have corrected her just as firmly. Leadership means protecting every employee from unnecessary humiliation. If I allow anyone to disrespect my staff in front of me, then I fail as a CEO. You don't have to like every employee who works here, but you cannot degrade them because of their position. Kendra has done nothing except perform her responsibilities with professionalism since the day she joined this company.
No, that's not what this is about anymore. I came here hoping we'd spend one peaceful afternoon together. Instead, I watched you become emotionally invested in defending another woman. Maybe you don't realize how that looked, but I certainly do.
Vanessa, please, it wasn't like that.
I suddenly feel like there's someone standing between us, Adrian. And for the first time, I'm afraid it isn't my imagination. I honestly didn't expect today to end the way it did. I walked into his office believing it would be another ordinary meeting about appointments. Instead, I found myself standing between a couple having an argument because of me. I never wanted to become the reason for any misunderstanding. I simply wanted to do my job professionally and go home with my dignity intact. The strange part is, Mr. Kingston defended me without hesitation. He didn't even pause before telling Vanessa she had no right to speak to me that way. I appreciated that more than he probably realizes. Still, I wish none of it had happened in the first place.
I can already tell you're trying very hard to remember where we've met. Don't worry, you're not offending me.
Oh, good.
We only crossed paths briefly a few days ago inside Adrian's office. My name is Derek Morgan. Adrian and I have been best friends since college. We practically grew up together, so I wasn't expecting you to recognize me immediately.
Oh, right. Oh my goodness. Now I remember. You're Mr. Derek. You were in Mr. Kingston's office when I brought in some documents that morning. I'm so sorry. I honestly wasn't expecting to hear. And for a moment, I couldn't place where I knew your face from. It's been such a long day that my brain feels completely exhausted.
No apology is necessary. Believe me, if our positions were reversed, I probably wouldn't have remembered either. So, what exactly is Kingston Global Holdings doing making its brilliant executive secretary stand at a bus stop this late at night?
Derek, it's been a long day.
I figured someone with your position would already be halfway home by now.
Normally, I'm home much earlier than this. Today was unusually busy because several meetings ran longer than expected. By the time I finished organizing tomorrow's schedule and completing the remaining paperwork, I missed the earlier buses.
Or you could save yourself the wait and let me drive you home. I'm heading in the same direction anyway. I feel much better knowing Adrian's secretary is standing out here by herself when I could easily give her a comfortable ride.
All right, Derek, you win.
Great. I've actually been hoping we'd run into each other again. After meeting you the other day, I wanted to come back and introduce myself properly. Unfortunately, I received an urgent call and had to leave before I had the chance. It bothered me because I don't usually walk away from interesting conversations before they even begin.
That's kind of you to say. I honestly thought you had simply come to see Mr. Kingston for business and left afterward. I didn't realize you had intended to speak with me. Still, life happens.
Can I ask you something without making this drive awkward? If you're uncomfortable answering, I'll immediately change the subject and never bring it up again. I just don't want to spend weeks wondering what your answer might have been.
Go ahead.
Okay. Would you mind giving me your phone number? I know we've only met twice, but I genuinely like the opportunity to get to know you better outside the office. I don't mean as Adrian's secretary, I mean as Kendra. The intelligent, graceful woman I noticed the moment she walked into that office.
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that tonight. You're very straightforward, Mr. Derek.
I've been told that more times than I can count. I don't mind giving you my number. Friends can always keep in touch.
I think it would be unfair if I pretended friendship was the only reason I wanted your number. The truth is, I've liked you since the first day I saw you. I admired how confidently you carried yourself without trying to impress anyone. You were professional, respectful, and completely focused on your work. Those qualities are rare. I kept hoping another opportunity would come along because I wanted to tell you honestly instead of playing games.
I truly appreciate your honesty, Derek. Not many people are brave enough to express how they feel so openly, and I respect that.
Thank you, Kendra. That means a lot.
You're kind, respectful, and you've treated me with nothing but courtesy since we met. Any woman would appreciate those qualities, but I don't think dating you would be the right decision for me.
I had a feeling you might say that.
It isn't because there's anything wrong with you. The situation simply feels complicated. You're my boss's closest friend, and I work directly under Mr. Kingston every single day. I value my professionalism.
I understand.
And I never want anyone to believe I'm trying to get close to people because of my position. Even if Mr. Kingston never said anything, I would constantly worry that my relationship might create unnecessary misunderstanding inside the company.
I understand.
I've worked too hard to build my reputation to risk it.
I have to admit, that's probably one of the most mature answers anyone has ever given me. Most people either invent excuses or disappear completely. You look me in the eye and explain exactly how you feel without trying to hurt me.
Honestly,
That makes me admire you even more.
I'm sorry if my answer disappointed you.
No. Of course I'm disappointed. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. But disappointment isn't the same as resentment. You were honest, and honesty deserves respect. I won't pressure you, Kendra. I won't make things uncomfortable at your workplace either. If one day your feelings ever change, wonderful. If they never do, then I'll still be grateful that I met someone with your character.
Thank you for understanding. Thank you for bringing me home safely.
It was my pleasure. Have a peaceful evening, Kendra. And don't let today's events at work steal your smile. People like you are much stronger than they realize.
I'll remember that. Good night, Derek.
Good night, Kendra.
I honestly don't even know where to begin because today felt like 3 different days packed into one. First, there was everything that happened at the office with Vanessa. Then Derek, Mr. Morgan, offered me a ride home and...
Well, he actually told me he likes me. I never expected that. He's kind, respectful, and very easy to talk to, but I told him I couldn't date my boss's best friend. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't want my personal life to interfere with my work, especially when I worked so hard to get this position. Wait, Adrian Kingston's best friend actually confessed his feelings to you? Yes, and I'm terrified it'll ruin everything. Kendra, do you realize how unbelievable that sounds? Most women would probably see that as a dream opportunity, yet you turned him down without even hesitating. That tells me your heart is protecting something much bigger than you're willing to admit. So tell me honestly, is there someone else occupying your thoughts? I don't know what is happening to me, Tessa. Every time I think about Mr. Kingston, I remember the little things he has done that no one else would even notice. The night I fell asleep at work, he quietly covered me with his own jacket. When Vanessa humiliated me today, he didn't stay silent just because she was his girlfriend. He really stood up for you? He defended me in front of her and made it very clear that I deserved respect. A lot of powerful men wouldn't have done that. They would have ignored it to avoid conflict, but he didn't. And the strange thing is, he's never once made me feel like I'm just an ordinary employee. Whenever he speaks to me, he listens carefully, thanks me for my work, and treats me with genuine respect. I know he's my boss, and that's all he'll ever be, but he's such a good man. Sometimes when he smiles at me, I catch myself smiling back before I even realize it. It's embarrassing. There it is. I knew it. Look at you blushing like a teenager. You can keep denying it with your words, but your face is telling me an entirely different story. Kendra Williams, I think you're slowly falling for your boss.
Please don't tease me like that. Nothing can ever happen between us. Besides, I didn't even know he had a girlfriend until today. I suppose it was foolish of me to imagine someone like Adrian Kingston could possibly be single. He's handsome, intelligent, successful, respectful, and every magazine probably wants to feature him. Of course, someone like Vanessa would be with him. They're from the same world. But I won't lie. Seeing her today hurt more than I expected. Not because she's his girlfriend, but because of the way she looked at me. She made me feel so small. She kept reminding me that I was just a secretary, as if my job somehow made me less valuable as a person. Listen to me very carefully, Kendra. Never allow anyone's expensive clothes or family name to convince you that they're better than you. You earned your position through hard work, intelligence, and integrity. There is absolutely nothing shameful about being a secretary. Every successful company needs people like you to function. Vanessa may have money, but money doesn't automatically give someone class. But I need you to promise me something. What is it? Don't let your feelings for Adrian Kingston grow any deeper. I'm saying this because I care about you. Not because I want to hurt you. A woman like Vanessa doesn't strike me as someone who simply walks away. She looks possessive, proud, and used to getting exactly what she wants. Women like that don't surrender without a fight. I understand what you're saying. Honestly, I'm trying to keep my heart under control. Adrian is my boss, and that's already complicated enough. Adding his relationship into the mix makes it even more impossible. I don't want to become the reason for problems in someone else's life. Maybe this is just admiration, and it'll disappear with time. I hope you're right. Focus on your career, keep proving yourself at Kingston Global Holdings, and don't chase feelings that could leave you heartbroken. If destiny has another plan, it will unfold in its own time. Until then, protect your heart, because once it truly falls in love, getting it back is never easy. I understand. I'll protect my heart. I just hope it isn't already too late.
One look from you, babe, and the room felt mine. And now you pull me close like you won't.
Good morning, Mr. Kingston.
Good morning, Mr. Kendra.
I hope you're having a productive morning already. I've prepared your schedule for today, and I also organized the documents you'll need for your board meeting this afternoon. After lunch, you have a charity foundation interview, and your evening has been left completely free because I remembered you mentioned needing time to review the Kingston Global Expansion proposal.
Perfect.
If there are any changes you'd like me to make, I'll gladly update everything immediately.
Thank you, Kendra. Every single day, you somehow manage to make my schedule feel less overwhelming. And I honestly don't know how you do it. Since you started working here, everything has become far more organized than it used to be. Before you leave, there's actually something I've wanted to say ever since what happened a few days ago.
Of course, Mr. Kingston. Is something wrong with today's schedule, or is there another assignment you would like me to prepare?
No, this isn't about work. I've been thinking about the way Vanessa spoke to you in this office, and honestly, it hasn't sat well with me ever since. I know I defended you at the time, but I still feel responsible because everything happened under my roof.
Thank you for saying that.
You came here simply to do your job, yet you were insulted and made to feel uncomfortable. I don't want you to think that's how people are treated at Kingston Global Holdings, because it isn't. I sincerely apologize for everything that happened. And I hope you know you didn't deserve any of it.
Thank you for saying that, Mr. Kingston. I truly appreciate your kindness. And hearing those words means more than you probably realize. Besides, you stood up for me when you didn't have to. That alone showed me the kind of man you are. So please don't worry anymore. I've already moved on from it.
You're remarkable, Kendra. Every time we talk, I discover another reason why you're different from everyone else I've met.
Thank you, Mr. Kingston. If there's nothing else you need this morning, I'll return to my office so you can prepare for your meeting.
Of course, and thank you again. How can someone remain so calm after being treated that way? She carries herself with so much dignity. She never complains, never seeks attention, yet somehow she commands respect simply by being herself. Kendra is not just beautiful, she is intelligent too.
The room held its breath when you looked my way. I felt that soft.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you Miss Kendra Williams?
Yes, I am. Is everything all right?
Absolutely. Someone asked me to personally deliver these flowers to you this morning.
Oh, thank you.
They specifically requested that they be placed in your hands and that I remind you not to forget the note attached to them. Unfortunately, they didn't tell me who they were, so I can't answer any questions about the sender.
Oh, wow. Who could they be from? Someone sent these to me?
Yes, ma'am. Whoever sent them seemed very determined that you would receive them before the workday became busy. I hope they brighten your morning. Have a wonderful day.
Who would possibly send me flowers?
Your hand found mine like I knew the road.
To the woman whose quiet strength speaks louder than 1,000 voices, There are people whose beauty fades the moment they speak, and there are people whose hearts become more beautiful every time they smile. You belong to the second kind. I admire the way you carry yourself with grace, the kindness in your eyes, and the dignity you show even when life isn't fair to you.
Who could possibly write something like this? I hardly know anyone in Chicago besides Tessa, Mr. Kingston, and a few people here at the office.
No, I never meant to fall, but every quiet piece in me was listening for your call.
Could it possibly be Derek? He was the only person who openly admitted that he liked me. But why wouldn't he simply tell me instead of hiding behind an anonymous letter? No, I shouldn't start making assumptions. Whoever sent this clearly wanted to remain anonymous.
Take me home tonight. Take me
That's unusual. Mr. Kingston is always here before everyone else. Maybe an urgent board meeting came up.
You came in quiet with that gold on your wrist. I knew my whole night was about to exist. Your name on the door, my pulse on the line. One look from you, babe, and the room felt mine. Now you pull me close like you own the air.
Hello, Derek.
Hey, Kendra. Got a minute?
Good morning, Mr. Derek. I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Please, Kendra. If we're going to become friends, you have to stop calling me Mr. Derek every time you say it. I feel like we're discussing business instead of having a normal conversation.
Old habits are difficult to break. I'm used to addressing people respectfully at work all day, so sometimes it follows me outside the office too. I'll try my best, although I can't promise I'll get it right immediately.
I'll take that as progress. Actually, the reason I called is because I've been thinking about our conversation the other night. I know you weren't comfortable when I told you how I felt, and I respected your honesty, but I was hoping you might spare a little time for me this evening. Nothing complicated, no pressure, no expectations, just dinner or coffee. I'd simply like the chance to know you better as a person.
Derek, you're putting me in a difficult position. I really wasn't planning to get involved with anyone connected to my workplace. My job means a great deal to me, and I don't want anything to create unnecessary misunderstanding. Honestly, I was about to tell you I couldn't make it. But you've been nothing but respectful since we met. You haven't pressured me, and you've accepted everything I've said with kindness. Maybe it wouldn't be fair for me to keep saying no without giving you the chance to simply be a friend. So, yes, if nothing unexpected comes up after work, we can meet this evening.
You have no idea how happy you've just made me. Thank you for giving me that opportunity. I promise I'll make sure it's a comfortable evening, and whether we remain friends or something more one day, I'll always respect your decisions.
Then it's settled. We'll talk later today. I really hope I'm not making things more complicated.
Good morning, Mr. Kingston.
Good morning, Kendra. I hope I didn't interrupt anything important.
Not at all, sir. I was organizing today's files. I actually noticed your office was empty this morning.
I see.
Is everything all right?
The truth is, I'm not feeling well today. It's nothing serious, probably just exhaustion after weeks of nonstop work. My doctor insisted I stay home and rest, so I'm working remotely
Oh, Adrian, I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that, sir. Please don't ignore your body's warning signs.
I'll admit, hearing you say that actually makes me feel a little better. Unfortunately, there's still a major investor presentation and an important speech that need final adjustments before tomorrow. I was wondering, would it be possible for you to come to my house this afternoon? We could work on everything together here. That way I can stay home and still keep everything on schedule.
Of course, sir. If it's strictly for work, I'd be happy to assist. The presentation is important, and I wouldn't want delays because you're recovering.
Thank you. Thank you, Kendra. I'll have my driver pick you up from the office around 2 o'clock. He already knows where your office is, so you won't have to worry about transportation.
That will be perfectly fine, Mr. Kingston. I'll have everything prepared before I leave.
I knew I could count on you.
Please get some rest before I arrive, sir. We'll finish everything together.
I'll be waiting. And thank you again.
I knew my whole night was about to exist. Your name on the door, my pulse on the line. One look from you.
Good afternoon. You must be Miss Kendra Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Kingston informed me that you would be coming this afternoon, and it's always nice to finally meet the lady he speaks so highly about at work.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your kindness.
Please have a seat. I'll let him know you've arrived.
Thank you. I'll wait right here. Good afternoon, Mr. Kingston.
Good afternoon, Miss Kendra. Thank you for coming all the way here despite such short notice. I know asking you to work outside the office isn't exactly professional, and I truly appreciate your willingness to help me. I wasn't feeling well enough to drive into the city today, but the shareholder speech...
Please don't apologize. I'm your executive secretary, and helping you with important assignments is part of my responsibility. Besides, you sounded genuinely unwell on the phone this morning.
Thank you, Kendra.
I only hope you're taking proper care of yourself.
I've been told I'm terrible at resting. Come with me. My study is much quieter than the living room.
I've already reorganized today's schedule since your meetings were postponed. I also reviewed your keynote speech and noticed a few areas that could be strengthened. The opening paragraph establishes authority very well, but I believe the middle section could create a stronger emotional connection with your investors. If we add a few examples about the company's vision for innovation and community impact, the audience will likely feel more personally invested in what you're presenting.
Your hand found mine like I knew the road. Under your name, my careful heart.
Mr. Kingston? Sir? I also think ending the speech with a personal story instead of another financial statistic would make it much more memorable. Investors remember emotions far longer than numbers.
Kendra, that's a great point.
If your closing words inspire confidence instead of simply presenting figures, the presentation will leave a lasting impression. Mr. Kingston? Sir? I believe I just finished explaining the entire second section.
I'm sorry. I think my fever made me drift off for a second.
I don't think you were sleeping.
No?
I think you were thinking about something else.
I was. I think my brain needs a break. I'm beginning to feel the fever again.
You've worked enough for now. You should rest.
Come, I'll show you the kitchen. Like,
Just juice.
no coffee?
If I drink coffee now, I'll probably stay awake until tomorrow morning.
Fair enough. You know, we've worked together for weeks now, yet I know almost nothing about you outside the office. Every morning you arrive perfectly organized, you solve problems before I even notice them. I guess I just like to be prepared, and somehow you never complain no matter how stressful the day becomes. I'm beginning to wonder who Kendra Williams really is when she's not wearing her professional secretary hat.
Oh, Adrian,
Tell me.
it's just me. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting about me. I grew up believing that hard work speaks louder than words. So I've always focused on doing my job well rather than drawing attention to myself. Most of my life revolves around work, spending time with my best friend Tessa, and trying to build a future that makes my late parents proud.
You make it sound simple.
It isn't.
I figured. I've met many people who chase success because they love money, but when I look at you, I don't see someone motivated by wealth.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Were you always this lonely? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have.
It's a fair question. When people see wealth, they assume you're surrounded by happiness. The truth is, the higher you climb, the fewer people you trust. Sometimes this entire penthouse feels much larger than it should.
I never imagined.
Most people don't.
This feeling is forever. Stay with me tonight. I saw your eyes across the room, and everything around me faded. Like a dream I never knew, a beautiful moment waiting. Every word you say feels right, every touch feels like magic. You bring color to my life and make the ordinary fantastic. When the stars begin to shine and the world falls out of sight, I just wanna hold you close.
What is happening to me? This wasn't supposed to happen. She's my secretary, someone who works for me. I have spent years making decisions with logic instead of emotion. Yet one conversation with her leaves me questioning everything I thought I had under control. The way she smiles, the way she explains every little detail with so much confidence.
When you look
The way she looks at me without expecting anything from me. Why can't I stop thinking about her? This is wrong. She's my employee, and I'm her boss. There are boundaries that should never be crossed. If anyone found out, if she misunderstood my intentions, I could destroy the very respect she has for me. Then why did it feel like, just for 1 second, she wanted the same thing I did?
This can't happen again. Adrian Kingston is my employer. He's successful, respected, and his life is completely different from mine. I worked too hard to build my career just to let my emotions ruin everything.
Pull yourself together, Kendra. You're here to work, nothing more.
In your arms, I feel the world begin.
We should probably finish the presentation.
Yes, I think so too. If you emphasize the company's future expansion into renewable technology during this section, it will create a stronger sense of long-term confidence among the investors. Oh.
Someone important? The call.
Oh, it's Derek.
I see. Your boyfriend?
No, not at all. He's simply a friend.
Just a friend?
Yes, we're actually supposed to meet this evening. He asked if we could have dinner together.
A date?
I suppose you could call it that.
We are almost done, though. You've barely said 10 words since we sat down here, Adrian. What's on your mind? It's nothing, just thinking. Come on, you've been staring into that glass like it owes you an explanation. Actually, there is something I've been wanting to tell you. I've been carrying it around in my head for days now. And honestly, I don't even know where to begin. Hold on for just a second. Don't say another word yet because I actually have some exciting news myself, and I've been dying to tell you all afternoon. And then you can tell me whatever you've been carrying around. Trust me, you're probably going to laugh when you hear this. You look unusually happy, so now you've got me curious. Don't keep me in suspense. What kind of news has you smiling like you just bought another company? It isn't another company. It's a woman. Finally, I was beginning to think you'd stay single forever. Remember that beautiful young woman I told you I couldn't stop thinking about? The one from my office? Exactly, Kendra. Things have actually gone much better than I expected. She finally agreed to give me a chance. We went out for dinner last night, and honestly, Adrian, she's incredible. She's intelligent, humble, respectful, funny without trying too hard. And she doesn't seem interested in my money. Do you know how rare that is? Most women I meet are impressed by my bank account before they even ask about my personality. Kendra is different. I'm really thinking about taking this seriously. Which Kendra? Come on, don't act like you don't know. Your secretary, of course, Kendra Williams. When exactly did this start? A few days ago. Why? Out of every woman in Chicago, why my secretary? What kind of question is that? I didn't choose her because she works for you. I chose her because I genuinely like her. She's beautiful, she's kind, and she's one of the most authentic women I've met in years. Don't insult my intelligence, Derek. I've known you long enough to understand how you operate. You meet beautiful women, sweep them off their feet. You enjoy the excitement for a while, and once the thrill disappears, you move on to someone else. Don't stand there pretending this is suddenly different. I know you, and I refuse to watch you treat Kendra the same way. That's unfair, Adrian. You're talking about my past like people aren't allowed to grow. Yes, I've made mistakes before, but that doesn't mean every woman I date is just another game. Why are you suddenly acting like Kendra needs protection from me? She's intelligent enough to make her own decisions because she deserves better than becoming another story you tell over drinks. She's worked too hard to build the life she has. She trusts people easily, and someone like her could get hurt. I don't want to see that happen. Interesting. I've never seen you react like this over any employee before. You've dated models, actresses, CEOs, investors. But today you're sitting here practically interrogating me because I asked your secretary out for dinner. You're defending her like she's someone much more important than an employee. You're reading too much into this. Am I? Because from where I'm sitting, this doesn't sound like a boss protecting his employee. It sounds like a man who's jealous. Adrian, please, we don't have to argue over this. I'm not arguing. I just don't think continuing this conversation will accomplish anything tonight. You're letting your emotions make assumptions about me, and I don't appreciate it. If Kendra chooses to be with me, it'll be because she wants to, not because I manipulated her. You may be her boss, Adrian, but you don't get to decide who she dates. Maybe not. But I hope, for your sake and hers, that you're telling me the truth about your intentions. You're in love with her, aren't you? She barely knows him, yet she agreed to see him so quickly. Maybe I waited too long without realizing how much she had already become a part of my thoughts. This shouldn't be happening. She's my employee, and crossing that line could destroy everything we've built professionally. But no matter how many times I tell myself to let it go, I can't.